Hi everyone, it's Melissa Davis from By Mimi with Love, and tonight, guys, I'm coming to you to do a Beebeecraft project share. And we're going to use our quilling paper and our stamping platform tonight. So, if you don't know about Beebeecraft, they are an online company where you can buy all kinds of fabulous craft supplies. And they have a program where YouTubers with 100 subbies or more can pick out about $40 worth of product. You get it free shipping and everything. And then you do a haul, Beebeecraft haul, and a couple of project share videos. And you get to keep the products. And one of the products that I ordered was some quilling paper. I haven't quilled in a while. My sister-in-law's really getting into it. So I wanted to get some quilling paper so I can quill some with her when she starts doing her videos. But anyway, the paper is awesome. I'm thrilled with it. And I want to share with you guys and show you tonight. We're going to do a marquee fold, and quilling is simply rolling paper strips into little circles and then bending them into different shapes. And the shapes have names just like any craft. And tonight we're going to learn how to do a marquee and bunny ears, two of the simplest shapes there is. A marquee is simply folding each end at the same time, and you want to fold it all the way in so the whole rolled piece is shaped like this. Okay? That's called a marquee. The bunny roll, or bunny ears, not bunny roll. And right here is where I have glued my coil together. I always want to put it on the bottom. Don't make your fold on that coil or it will poke out and look funny. You always put that glued spot on the bottom to make your fold. And you just squeeze both sides. Oh, this was supposed to be a bunny ears. Okay, we're going to have to roll another one for our bunny ears, because I made that one a marquee as well. And I want to show you guys. This is the paper. This is really nice quilling paper. The strips are about 2 feet long. And quilling paper should be about an 1/8 inch wide. Some of it's thicker for different projects. Not thicker, wider. But it should be easy to roll, and a good test to see if it's quality quilling paper or if it's going to work well is to just use your bone folder and see if it curls easy. And as you can see, it curls really, really well. And there's times when you're making things, you can do little tiny curls. And it will be part of your action. It can be part of your scenery, your foliage, a piggy tail. But even the patterns that you get offline and stuff will ask for this or have this as part. See how well that curls. So that tells you it's a good quilling paper. Now, I'm making a card. I want to make a card. The size of your coils are determined by the length of the quilling paper you start with. So if you cut one of these in half, you're going to get this size right here. And I cut it in half again to get this size. The size of your coils are not determined by how tight you roll, because you'll find once you start doing this, you will be consistent. Your rolls will be kind of rolled the same tightness every time, just according to who's doing it. Excuse me, guys. It really is determined by how much, how long your quilling paper is, because once you start doing it, you really just do the same tension usually. I don't know, it's kind of funny because you just do. Here is the tools. This is a quilling needle. Now, my sister-in-law uses this. I find this extremely difficult. Does not work for me. I use a actual quilling tool. And if you can see right there, there is the slot in it, which I think makes it much easier to roll the paper. Hold on just a minute. Okay, so all you're going to do is slide your little piece of paper right in there. And I roll backwards. You can roll forwards or backwards. I do both. Mostly I roll backwards. But if you're doing a big project, your fingers can get a little sore. You roll it up, then kind of move it backwards. Once you do that, you just kind of move your tool backwards and it'll slide right off. And there's your coil. I like, excuse me, this is something I like using my glitter glue on, because you can just get a little bit and it dries really fast. That is when your glitter glue bottle isn't stopped up, which mine always is. Just glue it together. And I like using the glitter glue because it dries fast. So that was what I was talking about. Right there you can see where I just glued that together. So I always put that on the bottom when I make my folds. And to make your marquee again, you're just going to squeeze that together. And there's our marquee. Now we need to do another green one so I can show you all the bunny ears. Because when we make one of our flowers will be a bud. And so we use this to set the bud in. And we're just going around. Come back a little. Let it go. Glue it. Give that just a second to dry. So we're going to make marquees out of all of these, so we can build a flower. Hold on a minute. Okay, I went ahead and folded all of them. Now to make the bunny ears, you just take your circle or your coil, that's what it's called. You turn it to so your glued part is on the bottom, and then you just bring it down. Okay, there we go. And you kind of push in the center so it makes like a V, and then squeeze those two tips together like that, and that is called bunny ears. Okay. Well, there it is. And then the little small marquees will sit inside the bunny ears to make the bud. And then these will all glue together to make the flower. And I'm going to glue these together, all of them but the last one, and then I'll show you how to add your stem. And all you're doing is you're just gluing the tips of them together down here. And once you get started, you just keep adding to, okay? Or adding to it, not necessarily 2 petals. But you just keep adding a petal as you go around. I'll glue these and we'll get right back to you. Okay, guys, I've got my little bud glued together, which is adorable. I'll show you that. Okay. Into the bunny ears. And I've got one more petal to glue on my flower. But before I do that, I want to make this, I want to put my stem in there, because the stem sets up like this. It doesn't lay flat. It sets up like that. So I want to get it glued in there. So I'm going to decide how long I want my stem. And I think about there. And I'm going to bend it there because I want 2 stems coming up from it. So I'm going to cut this one off short. Okay. And then it'll go, okay. So I'm going to glue my stem in up like this. And then I'll glue this petal on top. Like that. And now my stem is there. And then once I glue that down, I can glue the stem. So now I'm going to glue this flower down. And then I can glue my bud down. And I can make sure that I'm going to glue my stem right there. Where my little bud touches. Oops. Went down too far. And there you go. How cute is that, guys? How sweet is that? And I think that will just make an awesome card. Okay? So, I have made a card base. And I've already got a set of flowers done and ready to go on my card base. Okay? But I want to do some stamping and embossing right here. And that's where our platform comes in. So, this is how, this is when you have, when these are really nice. The stamping platforms can really come in handy for embossing. So, I'm wanting to just stamp on this edge. So, now my other stamping platform has magnets, but it really is not that big of a deal. So I'm going to tape it here. I'm going to tape it over here. And then I'm going to lay my stamp. And you see how nice this is, because I can get everything exactly where I want it, guys. And it is incredible, absolutely incredible, that this is only $11 at Beebeecraft. Okay, move just a little bit. We don't want it moving. Now we're going to bring it over, and we're going to pick up our stamp, bring it back, and then we're going to get our Versamark. Before we do that, we're about to miss a step, and we've got something on there. Let's get that off. And the card is moving on us a little. So I am going to put another piece of tape on the card. And see if I can stop it from moving. Put a piece over here and just glue it right to my mat. Okay. Now, I'm going to stamp, put my Versamark on. This part is so important, guys, or your embossing powder goes everywhere you don't want it to. You just use this. If you don't have one of these, fill a sock with cornstarch. Works just as well. It's just something to keep the static off, so the embossing powder only sticks where your glue is. And because I'm embossing with clear embossing powder, right? It's hard to see, but I want to do a double stamp, and this is what you can do with this. Go right back again, especially when you're embossing. I mean, you go to all this trouble to emboss, and then half of the word isn't there, you know. And that is what's great about these stamping platforms. I love them more for words and stuff than anything. Okay. Now let's remove our card. Get all this tape off of here. I am so impressed with this little platform for $11. I have used it. It's so easy to get to. I've got my big one, but I'm grabbing this. It's just like using this mini die cutting machine. You find yourself grabbing this constantly because you just don't do as big of projects. I guess you don't stamp as big areas as often as you do small areas. Or I don't anyway. Okay. Something on there. Now we're going to get our embossing powder. And we're definitely going to get our paper to catch our extra. I'm going to pour this on here. Make sure we get everything well. That looks pretty good. We'll give it another little dose. And pour this back in here. I never turn on my gun until I pour this back in here because it's so easy to blow it everywhere. And I don't want to lose any of it. It's expensive. And now we're going to put on our gun. I know this is loud, but I just want to show you how well this works with our stamping platform. Okay. And you see how good that looks, guys? Oh my goodness. That's why I love a stamping platform. And $11 from Beebeecraft. And you've got a stamping platform. that's a pretty big job right there, and it took care of it, you know? So, I just love it. It's great. It performs awesome. I really have not found any of their products yet that I wasn't satisfied with. And then our little card with our beautiful quilled flowers are going to go right there. So let's go ahead and let me glue this down and finish up the card. And I'll be right back with you guys to show you what it looks like all done. Okay guys, here it is. Here is my finished card. I think it turned out absolutely precious. I've got a Jimmy here and a Jimmy there and the big flowers. I've got a little bow here. My stamping just looks awesome. I love the way that border turned out. Just so cute. And I forgot how much I do like quilling and how cute it can be. What do you think, guys? Such a simple, all you're doing is this marquee fold. And it's so simple to make, as you all saw. But it looks like it just took forever. I love it. Guys, thanks so much for stopping by. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell if you want to be notified when I upload a video. And give this video a thumbs up if you like my little card and my quilling. And like I said, be looking out for Angie from Valley Girl Crafting. We'll be starting some quilling videos too. I can't wait for that. So she's doing some fancy stuff, guys. But anyway, from Virginia, we'll be talking to you guys. Bye-bye.